My body feels great. I've been out there doing everything at practice, everything in the weight room, everything with my extra things that I do, with no hindrances. So I'm blessed. It's a violent game. And I got my first taste of, a little bit of extended time being out. It's not where you want to be, but it's part of the process.
First thing I want to ask you is you partner with Icy Hot to introduce their new pro line and to launch Pro Time Off. So what made you want to be part of Icy Hot?
I feel like Icy Hot, a partnership with them seems right because I feel like there are similar values. Somebody addicted to painkillers, I feel like I have to go in another direction as far as pain management. Right. And like Icy Hot, just using their product on a day to day, putting it on my knees, putting it on my lower back, putting it on, just anything on my body. Like it definitely helps. And it's a way for me to navigate the pain because pain is inevitable in my day to day. And, with the Pro Time Off campaign, we know that, a lot of people get after it. They may not be professional athletes, but they put, essentially a pro level effort into what they do. And so we just want to, spread the message of, you can use this product to help you in ways instead of going to other things to try to deal with your pain.
And obviously, when you play in the NFL, rest and recovery is very important. So during the season, what is rest and recovery like for you?
Rest and recovery is around the clock thing, man. You kind of racing against the clock during the season. It's, massages the first 2 days after a game on Sunday. It's hyperbaric chamber upstairs in the house. It's cryotherapy, red light therapy, infrared saunas, Normatec. So it's it's a routine. It's lengthy, but you got to see it as an investment into your business because your body is essentially your business.
Absolutely. And what advice do you have for those athletes who are looking to improve on their rest and recovery?
I would say treat it as just as importantly as you would your on the field stuff. Like we don't necessarily think we think once the moment comes, we can just show up and we can will our way through. And it's like we do stronger than we believe that we are as human beings. At the same time, you want to give your body that fuel. You want to give your body that chance to cool down, to heal, because we're tearing our muscles down when we go out there and get after it. And I feel like there's not many better exercises of self-love and respecting yourself than, putting that time into rest, to recover, to get that sleep in order for you to go out there and go the next day, because it's hard for us to see, how, our tank could be less and less if we're not investing heavily into the recovery.
Absolutely. And staying on health, the 2021 season for you missed a few games because of multiple injuries. So how are you feeling with less than 100 days until the 2022 season?
Less than 100 days sounds crazy, but my body feels great. I've been out there doing everything at practice, everything in the weight room, everything with my extra things that I do, with no hindrances. So I'm blessed. It's a violent game. And I got my first taste of, a little bit of extended time being out. It's not where you want to be, but it's part of the process. And now, I know it's just helped me dive in even more as far as little things I can do to take care of my body and imbalances, certain things that may have me a little bit more prone to an injury or something like that. So it's improved my focus. And I see that as a blessing as I continue to go forward in my career.
And with the 2022 season, the Raiders will look a little different. They have a new head coach in Josh McDaniels, spent a lot of time with the New England Patriots, was a former head coach of the Denver Broncos. So how's it been working with him?
I really like Josh a lot. Like one thing he's doing, he's challenging us and he's setting a certain standard. And for me, I was a kid who had all A's in class when I was little, but if I wasn't being challenged, my mind would just go a million different places. But in this offense, I feel like I'm being challenged, and that's what gets me excited more than anything in life, is just having a positive challenge, something to work at, something to work towards. And I feel like that's what this new system is. And I feel like a lot of guys are buying in, and I feel like it should turn into, what people expect it to be, a very high level offensive product.
So with this offense that Josh McDaniels is running, what's the biggest difference between that and what you ran previously?
It's a great question. Before, I know we would get up to the line and we'd have a certain plan and we'd run plays. But it wasn't necessarily more so challenging with a lot of different routes in different positions. There was, we had our things that we ran, like certain guys ran well. We were running those things. Formations would be different a little bit of the time, but it was a lot of like menus, getting to the line and picking certain plays as opposed to like, all right, we're going to, enhance our focus on getting this guy involved in many new different ways as time goes along. So I guess I say there's more diversity as far as specific person game planning, whereas before we had plays that we ran and they were really good plays. And it was just like, all right, wherever you fit in the plays where you fit. So I guess, the individualized part of it per se.
Of course. And last year, the Raiders made the playoffs for the first time they reached the postseason since 2016, lost in the first round. So what does this team need to do in order to make a deeper run in the playoffs and possibly reach a Super Bowl?
The things that we need to improve on, two things that stand out the most for me is red zone efficiency, especially on offense, and just penalties. I speak for offense because that's the side of the ball that I'm on. If we score more touchdowns in the red zone and not be in the bottom 5 in red zone like we have in the last 2 years, and we cut out the penalties, we've been highly penalized. That's what takes somebody from, to a next level, because those things, when you're shooting yourself in the foot, kind of, it's tough to take that next step.
And individually, you had a lot of success since joining the Raiders. Do you have any individual goals for the 2022 season, or is this more focused on the team and getting to the Super Bowl?
I at this point in my career, I've kind of shifted away from like the results and the numbers of things.
Right.
I keep it more so as I have 3 boxes. I got preparation, I got effort, and I got attitude. If those 3 are in check and I have the right perspective with those 3, I feel like the results will be in my favor individually at some point in time. And I feel like I'll be giving the best version of myself to the team. So I don't really try to buy into the numbers. It's something that, a lot of people do, and we're kind of, taught to do as players. But I feel like for me, for my sanity and just for the sake of the team and me being a great teammate, I feel like just focusing on those 3 handles a lot of other things.
Absolutely does. And this is going to be the third year the Raiders play in Las Vegas after spending a lot of years in Oakland. Is there any difference between playing in Oakland and playing in Las Vegas?
I would say probably both yes and no.
Right.
Yes, from like the environment, what it looks like, the stadium is just absurd. And as opposed to, the Coliseum. But I always like the Coliseum because I feel like the ruggedness of the stadium and its look matched the fan base and how passionate they were, and just, through some of the dark seasons that they've been through and, the ups and downs of the franchise. I feel like that stadium and that vibe fit the team so much. So I would just say that, but I feel like it's the same in just the intensity of the fans, the passion of the fans, how they support us, how they, they are die hard, like for like people here just for the team and stuff. So it's amazing that they have that energy, no matter how good or how bad the team is. That energy that they have is consistent, and we appreciate it.
Absolutely. And when it comes to the 2022 season, are there any games that you are looking forward to playing in, or is it just you have the mentality of taking it one game at a time? You're just looking forward to whoever is next on the schedule.
I'll say like it's the week to week approach, and as pros, in those games, maybe to like a common fan, like they may see you playing a team whose record wasn't that great the year before, but it's like there's a matchup in that game where I know I'm challenged and it's going to bring the best out of me. And so it's like that's every single week, no matter what position that person may be in and what phase of the game you got to deal with them, it's going to be a challenge. So I feel like every week just being in this league brings the best out of me.
Absolutely. And the last question before I let you go is, along what you've done on the field, you are very successful off the field. You were the Raiders' Walter Payton Man of the Year this past season, and you recently received a Pop Warner's Inspiration to Youth Award. So how rewarding is it for you to give back to the community?
It's an amazing feeling. Somebody that I've really developed a respect for just through learning about them is Winston Churchill. One of his quotes, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. And that's one of the things I feel like I've really learned is something deep into my heart since, my life has kind of turned around. It's more so about what I can give to my team, what I can give to the world, to my family, to my friends. And then, whatever I'm supposed to get in return when that happens, when God wants that for me is when it happens. So, I just try to present myself in that way and know that if I'm really going to leave a legacy, it'll be from how I made other people feel around me and how I, tried to make the world a little bit better than when I found it. So to receive those rewards is an honor. And, it's just lets me know that I'm on the right path. I may not ever be, perfect or anything like that, but, I'm headed in the right direction. I'm just trying to keep staying in that direction.
Well, you surely are. Well, Darren, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. The season will be here before we know it. So good luck to you this 2022 season.